Hi there. Today I want to share with you how you can reach perfection in your soul. To make it easier to understand, I made a representation which I call the garden of my soul. Now, like a normal garden, it will have a boundary that within this you can say that patch of earth represents 100% of what I can use to plant something. If I have a weed in there, that will take up space in the garden and it will prevent me from planting that which I want in that specific space. So the same for the garden of the soul. If I have a judgment or a negative feeling anywhere in my garden, it will take up the space of the attributes of love that I would want in this garden. Now, in the Bible, it describes that you will give reckoning for these judgments, these things that's in your garden that you've planted there. And it's not God that will come and judge you, it is you yourself, because you will look and say, "Ooh, there is a weed in my garden. There's something that is not representing who I, the soul, want in my garden." So you will need to know how to have the light of love so that you can remove these judgments out of your garden and become the perfect soul where every part of this garden is filled with love. When you look at the design of the garden of your soul, you will see that it is divided in many different blocks, each block containing one item that you can have some feeling about. So, for instance, items are things like a mother, father, dog, adultery, pornography, alcohol. So, in each of these blocks, you as a soul will place next to it the understanding that the attributes of love will bring you. So, the perfect soul then contains only the attributes of love, which means whenever you come into contact with any of these items, you will live out in love. And you will be happy with who you are. We know that nobody is perfect. So, how does this happen in the garden of the soul? If we take one item, like mother, and we replace the understanding that love will bring us with a judgment like she's unforgiving or she's strict, you now changed the dynamics of that item. And it actually becomes bigger because unforgiving and strict are two separate items that you will need to have understanding for. Then, because these blocks now become bigger and there's judgment in it, anger will come and visit you, because anger wants to bring change so that you can change back to the understanding with love and that you can be happy again. However, if you look at this anger as a validation of the judgment that you have, you actually leave that item in the space of judgment and it will continue to make you feel unhappy. So, you need a way to know how to return and fix all these judgments so that you can be happy and the garden of your soul can be cleansed towards love. Luckily, you can fix your garden of the soul. So during your life, you have now used judgments for specific items that you came across, and you have added other items to this to validate your judgments. But now you want to fix it and return the energy of your life to you so that you can reach this fulfillment of life. So the first thing to do is to write down what you have connected. What's the judgment that you've connected to an item? Say, for instance, adultery. You've connected perhaps cheat and hate. There could be something like monogamy that's attached to it. You write everything down. Now you want to clean these things. So, understanding will help you to not feel that cheat is something to get angry for with. It will help you to see what cheat is there for on earth. What is the item cheat? Why is it there? Why do people cheat? So you now have to find the answers, not just say and leave it with anger. So cleaning each of these items will also help you to clean the item, the bigger item that you focused on, like adultery. There will be another video where I'll explain what adultery is there for. So you see, while you stay in judgment, you will never find that adultery can have any place of a valid place on this earth. But there is. So once you've now removed all the judgments, you basically return that which is aligning with what you want to feel in your soul when you come across that item. Say adultery. Say you come across adultery. What do you want to have inside your garden? What is the response that you want to have? And that is what you place in there. And then if ever you come to the place where you are in contact with adultery, you now has the ability to test it, because you know what you feel. Now you can test if that what you feel is okay, and is that what brings your soul the happiness that you want. So remember that none of these things take in account what somebody else thinks about your decision. This is something that comes out of you, and you are testing yourself that the love that and understanding that you've connected to an item is actually making you happy. An interesting thing that happens is that your emotional state will manifest in your body. It means that all those items that collected judgments and became infested with anger now is showing up in your body. So if it maintains for a longer time, you will see in different places, there's a list next to me, in different places it will show you things that is happening in this garden of your soul. So if you just take some suppressions, you can never go and fix these things, because it's already showing in your body, and by fixing your body, you do not fix that garden of your soul. So it's interesting to see how your body is influenced and showing you that there's things that is out of place. So take notice of that. See if you can find what it is that's connected to that aches and pains, because that is where you need to put your focus to fix your life and live without all these aches and pains. This is just a very compact presentation. These things my wife and I spoke about for many years to find all the details surrounding this. So I hope this actually inspires you to have a look for yourself, what it's all about, and find your own energy so that you can have a happy life. Thanks for watching.